Our next session, a panel discussion on leveraging AI at scale, the value proposition for organizations. This discussion will explore how organizations can harness the full potential of AI to drive value and innovation. I would like to warmly invite our moderator, Mr. Anish Agarwal, Global Head of Data and Analytics, Reddy Labs. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. With his extensive experience and expertise in the field, Mr. Agarwal is well equipped to guide us through this insightful conversation. Welcome, sir. Joining Mr. Agarwal on stage are our esteemed panelists, representing a diverse range of perspectives and expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Dr. Ramaraju Poosapati, Senior Manager, Capgemini. Together for Dr. Madan Dabbeeru, Founder, Eizen, PhD in Cognitive AI. With a huge round of applause, let's also welcome Mr. Abhinav Dayal, Co-Founder, DeKode.ai. Welcome, sir. And now I would like to hand over the proceedings to Mr. Anish Agarwal to lead the discussion. Mr. Anish.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm conscious that our session is standing between you and lunch, so we'll make sure that we keep it as engaging and exciting as it could be. Personally, for me, this event has been really engaging so far. I've had some thoughtful insights and also had an opportunity to interact with a lot of experts and a few of my colleagues and peers who are on the stage as well to learn and understand what they're up to from an AI perspective and also from the overall data ecosystem. And having heard a lot of speakers over the course of the day, there are three things that I really want to focus on as a context setting for this conversation. And the first is, there was a name that was checked twice, which actually made me feel really proud of Sir Alan Turing. Not in many events do I come across that name, and I want to take quick 2 minutes to explain what is the importance, why is that name really important in the overall parlance of artificial intelligence. And this dates back to World War II, when Britain was reeling under the pressure or the attack by Germans and the Nazis. And that's when the Germans had designed a machine called Enigma, which actually generated a unique code. And the Germans were transmitting that code to their navy, which was in deep seas. And that code essentially had the locations of the British ships in the sea. The British spies tried to intercept that code. They were successful in intercepting the code as well, but they were not successful in decoding that code. But the beauty of the machine that Germans had designed, that's Enigma, was even if Britishers were able to decode the code, the machine was using a specific encryption mechanism where after every 24 hours, the encryption will change. So even if you have encrypted or decrypted the message, you will not be able to decrypt the next message. Now, taking this as a challenge, they identified Sir Alan Turing and they tasked him to invent a machine which has ability to decrypt each and every code. And there you go, Sir Alan Turing said, you know what, I can do it, I only have one request, please let me work in isolation, I don't want any disturbances, and I will get this done for you. And he locked himself in a room and started to build this machine. His neighbors were really, curious, what exactly is this guy doing? And many of his neighbors didn't really know him. To an extent, they felt that he's actually a German spy. And one of them complained to the British police that we feel there is a spy living next to us, and this is something that needs to be investigated. But amongst all of this, the neighbors knew he's inventing some machine, he's doing something different which the world hasn't seen so far. And one fine day, the cops come and arrest him, takes him to the police station and asks him, we've heard that you're making a machine which can think like humans, is that right? And Sir Alan Turing remained quiet. The cop asked him the same question again, and he still remained quiet. The cop asked this the same question third time, and Sir Alan Turing said, I cannot answer your question because you're asking the wrong question. Yes, I'm making a machine which can think, but I'm not making a machine which can think like humans. Because two human beings also don't think like each other. For me, my color preference could be red. For you, your color preference could be yellow. You may like bananas, I may like oranges as an example. That's the first part. The second, a lot of conversations have also happened with regards to impact on jobs because of artificial intelligence, generative AI. Let me take you back in early 1950s when the first ATM machine was invented. And today we all are familiar with what an ATM machine is. And when the ATM machines were invented, there was a strike by the bank tellers or the cash tellers across the US because they felt that now they've got an ATM machine, there will not be a requirement of any cash teller in a bank branch. They will be jobless. 50 years or 60 years down the line, at least I can't think of a bank branch when I walk in and that branch doesn't have a cash teller kiosk. We still have that, right? And this is where the important aspect of human in the loop comes into play. Plus, while the ATMs significantly improved the consumer experience, offered an immediate access to the money whenever needed, whatever time of the day needed, it actually also created a lot of additional jobs. Today, managing an ATM means the bank needs to deploy an IT infrastructure team. The bank needs to engage a cash vending or a cash management firm as well. There is an additional job for a security guard who needs to manage the ATM as well. The message I'm trying to communicate here is AI will not take jobs. Rather, it is for us to ensure we stay relevant. There is a famous quote which says that if you are not skilled rightly, someone who is more skilled than you will take your job. So what is necessary, or the need of the hour is to stay relevant, continue to upskill yourself, which will actually mean that you will never be out of job. Yes, the roles of now will transform into roles of future. The role that we all do right now may not be relevant in next 5 years, but we will still need to do something different. Now, for you to have that ability of doing something different rests with you. So with that, I'll start the conversation today, and the topic is how does organizations leverage AI at scale? And as an open remark, I'll share a few inputs, and I'll then leave it to my colleagues to share their inputs as well. And of course, we'll open for the questions as we progress with the conversation. For me, for an organization to be successful or have a right view of what artificial intelligence is all about, there are 5 key areas which an organization should look at. And the first and foremost is a business strategy. What I mean by business strategy is AI cannot be simply deployed without looking at the ROI or the benefits or the use cases. Before an organization talks about or starts thinking about AI, there has to be an absolute clarity about what benefit will AI bring into the organization. And this is where another challenge comes in. A lot of individuals whom I speak to, interact with, misperceive AI as simply automation. You know what can we do with AI? Yes, I think we can automate this using AI. AI is not just about automation. AI is about a process which needs cognitive capabilities of human beings to think, reason, and decide. If a process needs these 3 elements, they can definitely be enhanced or made more efficient using artificial intelligence. So business strategy is first. The second is infra and tools. Let's accept the fact that I know a few of our colleagues also spoke about the underlying costs around an AI infra, which is the most important aspect. Because higher the spend, but more will be the scrutiny and expectation for the ROI. And hence it is important that the tech stack is absolutely right, efficient, is scalable, and can be optimized as you make further use of artificial intelligence tools. The third is again related to AI strategy overall, which is AI experience to colleagues. We should have an ability, or there should be a framework which essentially promotes ability of our colleagues or individuals to experiment, research, exploit, partner with academia, partner with startups. What should that be? That's the third bit. The fourth is more about driving AI as a culture. People and colleagues should actually think about how every task can be done differently. It is exactly about thinking from a perspective, let's say the organization which you are currently part of is to be set up as a new organization altogether. Will you do everything the same, or will you actually use data and AI to make the foundation more strong? And the last and the least, which is more important, or rather the most important, is the governance related to AI, which is largely about ethics, privacy, interpretability, explainability, etc., etc. So with that, I will pass on the mic to my fellow colleagues here for them to share their views on any of these or anything else. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to add upon the Turing story that you talked about, I would like to mention 1 or 2 points, extension to that. We all give credit to Alan Turing that he stopped the World War II. But actually what happened, or how he was able to stop is, he was unable, as you said, he was unable to decrypt the Germans' messages. But over a period of time, he realized, like, as you mentioned, every day they are changing the encryption, and he was not able to decrypt it. Because he has to, he has to design a mission which will decrypt the message in less than 24 hours, and so that they will be able to identify where they are targeting, and then they might send their troops back there. But over a period of time, he realized that he was unable to do. But one day, there is some idea that struck his mind, saying that there should be some uniqueness in all the messages that Germans are sending. And in fact, he was able to identify, or he was able to guess, saying that all the messages are starting and ending with a similar word, and it is Hail Hitler. All the messages the Germans are sending are starting with the word Hail Hitler, and they are sending a message and they are ending with Hail Hitler again. So he took that as an index to build that particular decryption, and he was able to successfully do it. So this is what helped Alan Turing to design that mission, and the way the Germans are encrypting, this is the flaw that is there. They are using a similar term in all the messages, which they are unable to notice that the Britain would be able to decrypt it. So this is what happened, and it helped us to stop the World War II. And coming back to the topic, this is just in the interest of few students out there, to let them know how important it is to encrypt and decrypt with unique words while you are doing it. Okay, coming back to the topic, how can we leverage AI or create value propositions for organizations? It doesn't start, if I'm a big organization, it doesn't start on day one that I'll be able to leverage AI. There are a lot of n number of things that the setup has to be there. The data that is being generated in my organization has to be, interoperability should be there. I should be able to build some system which collects data from all these systems, multiple n number of systems that I have, into one common platform, which I can use it as an input for my AI applications to run upon. So now we are calling it as data lake platform building, which all the organizations are heading towards. But as an organization, if I wanted to do it immediately, it doesn't happen on 1 or 2 time. It takes a lot of investments for me to integrate all these systems into one, and a lot of investment has to be made, and a lot of quality of data should be there. All these things helps an organization to leverage AI. So once I prepare my organization with all the ingredients that it requires for me to leverage AI, only then as an organization I'll be able to successful. And it's important to select the right tools while we are building a data lake or any system. The ecosystem that you are adopting, AI strategy, as you rightly pointed out, that is a key concept, or that is a key concept all solution architects would try to dwell upon and see to that the AI strategy of an organization helps and uses the existing tool set that the current organizations have, and leverage it and ensure that they form a common platform wherein a data lake can be effectively built, and on top of it, my AI systems can work without any problems. So that is very important. Preparing your organization is something which is key, and data strategy plays an important role.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. This scale, when we talk about scale, I just wanted to tell you a simple story. In 2020, COVID time, we got a project, we wanted to deploy an AI model. I hired few data scientists, experts, they built the model. Fantastic, you solved our problem. Can you come and visit the store or plant? It is a manufacturing plant in Mexico. We are having 600 machines. Now we wanted to build 600 AI models. Should I go to the market and build 600 different AI models? What's the problem? Now, if I want to send a marketing campaign, I wanted to really send thousands of personalized marketing campaigns. How do I really build these systems at scale? So before dive into that, I just wanted to go back to the same aspect of AI that started in 1956, Dartmouth Conference. And if you go back to 2006, because some students are also here, I just wanted to focus on that aspect. Like, many people come to us and say that I have done data science, I know AI. But the fundamental thing when the AI system started, Turing test that everybody mentioned, it was actually trying to be proved wrong. There was a Chinese room experiment, how many of you know that? John Searle, he's a psychologist who conducted this experiment. Now, just like this encryption, decryption, I just wanted to give this example of what is happening. There was a room, they call it a Chinese room. Nobody was there. The person sitting inside, he was given a dictionary which is from English to Chinese. Through a small window, people started writing in Chinese and just throwing through that window. The person was answering back in Chinese. This experiment was conducted for 1 hour. The moment they opened the door, he came out. The person outside started speaking in Chinese. He said that, I don't know Chinese. Then how did you answer? Here is the point. The person, just take me an example. I can look at Malayalam, I can look at Tamil. Neither of them I know. But I can actually at least differentiate. This is different, this is different. Most of the AI systems, even you take the ChatGPT today, you are giving some question. The machine is not having that cognitive ability to really interpret it in the way that humans are thinking. It's a very good point someone mentioned. This particular system is not thinking like human. Most of the systems are today still not thinking like human, but we are walking in that direction. If you go to 2006, the Dartmouth Conference, again they met after 50 years, that really helped me. At that time we were conducting experiments on babies. We had taken 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months baby, how they are actually speaking, how they are actually building the language. There was a great experiment conducted by a professor who actually put the cameras in his room the day baby born. They put all the cameras. They collected the data of that baby, starting from the learning the word gaga gaga to water, which was a great experiment. And we wanted to build the systems in that way, then only we can actually attain the scale. So I'm actually trying to attain from the scale perspective. I'm sure in next 20 years we are going to get this scale problem where we cannot really build these many models. So how do we handle it? That's the problem. There are strategies that we have to really focus on science side. Technology sides, 20 years experienced people, they're actually building great data lakes, great data flow systems. But the kind of a thinking, reasoning that a human develops, I look at an accident on the road, somebody asks me, I can explain it to you in a more reasoning way. Can we build the systems? It takes 50 years as per the experts. But we are at the junction of building such AI systems. I recommend everyone not only to focus only on just AI, but think from both sciences and technology side. How do we leverage both the things to make those applicable is the main challenge that we have. Over to you. Thank you.
So we are discussing this topic, leveraging AI at scale. So first of all, for any organization or business, we always want to have more return on investment. We want to optimize the costs. We want to produce better quality or better service to whatever clients or domains we are serving. So now when we look at our return on investment and we have some manpower, what kind of resources we are working with, we start looking into what are the things that require certain kind of skill, and we have to. So, for example, I work as a professor, and I have spearheaded few startups. So, in a college or in an education setting, you have to work with students, and you have to make sure that they are learning, they are placed, and So especially when working with students, we find that okay, we can have classes, we can train them, but when they come to interviews and all that, they are not able to express themselves properly. So then we have to see how we can do communication skill training for them, and that's where you find that we don't have enough communication skill trainers, and it's very expensive to hire for a college or a university to have many communication skill trainers who can work one-on-one. So that's one very good use case for AI to come in, where you can build an application that can actually interact. Now with generative AI, it becomes even more engaging that you can build such kind of applications. So we built that, and it without human touch, students are benefiting. They are improving their communication skills, and they can now take mock interviews, right? So similarly now, many people are trying to use AI to replace themselves actually. So one of the things was, will AI replace you? Yes, if you are only using AI to do your job, AI will replace you. But if you use AI to enhance your job, or to use AI as a tool so that you can do your work better, that's where AI at scale can come in. So in an organization, there are many things. For example, right from hiring, onboarding, and the workforce, giving them right kind of tools, monitoring the performance, ensuring that people are healthy, mental health, emotional health, to the delivery, and then measuring whether the customer service is done properly, collecting those feedbacks in a proper way. So there are many avenues where AI can actually act at scale and bring back that value. That does not mean that AI can do everything. Humans have to be there, but so we have to find where to use that AI in an appropriate way. And for example, like if for domains like where we need high precision and high recall, for example, healthcare. Okay, you really need high recall over there. Precision may be low, but you cannot miss some positive case. You may have certain false positives, but you can verify later on. Okay, fine. We can do that. So in those cases, you cannot completely trust on AI. You can use AI as a tool to enhance or to lead human to a certain direction. And these days, I can see that, for example, even doctors or many practitioners or legal practitioners are using GPT to actually tell some kind of opinion, some kind of information, just in case they might miss something in that case. And there are really some cases where doctor was unable to think of a certain aspect, and GPT or Gemini would give them few aspects that they would have omitted. So there can be tools like that used over there. So there, we have a dental college. We are working on certain products for dentists. So now you can have products that use AI, and then those can be deployed on your smartphones, and those smartphones can actually tell a person that you might have this problem, you want to consult a dentist, or you want to go there and see something like that. So you can actually have more footprint, you can have more customers, you can have more informed decisions that can be made. Like in retail, now AI is being used in say garment retail. You can actually see yourself wearing that t-shirt or coat or pant or skirt or sari or whatever. You can see yourself in different surroundings, different backgrounds. So, and you can do that at your home. So now you have improved the decision-making power and offer a greater value to your customer. Without, otherwise you have to have many trial rooms, you have to, ensure better photography or something like that, so that people can experience those kind of things. So with AI, we can improve experience at lower costs. So AI is just not like a tool that we just bring AI somewhere, but somewhere it has to reduce the costs that, you regularly, those costs will recur again and again. And that's where you want to bring AI at scale and use that. And you have to determine what kind of model to use that determines that what precision and what recall you need. You can bring in a cheaper model if you don't need that much of precision and recall over there. just to give that engagement to people out there. So so it's like you have to really decide based upon these constraints. That's what I had to offer.
Thank you, Abhinav. Dr. Ramaraju, there's one aspect I want to make your views on. One of the very important components of leveraging AI at scale for any organization is the talent part. And given we have a good representation of students, academicians, senior professors here, one of the delta which the corporates or the companies today experience is the readiness of the emerging talent or the new churn from the universities for joining an organization and start delivering on AI or building an AI use case from day one. What would be your recommendations for the academia to bridge this gap and have the students more ready for the enterprises to join the AI value stream?
Okay, I'll just share my experiences. I'm running this startup. Before that, I was actually head of some great data science team having 200 people. That time, all my PhDs reporting to me were like, I was never bothered about, hey, go and build this model. But when I started my company during COVID time, every day I used to start like morning 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, whoever is interested. I used to train them. Today I'm having total organization of a startup located in Bangalore, total 14 people. And the backgrounds, I actually tested this particular experiment. BS Agricultural, 2 people. They are the great machine learning engineers in my organization. They are building the great models. And I tell them, AI is the easiest thing for the academia to really adopt. Why? Because when I'm solving a problem, I'm having a minimum intelligence. I'm just trying to give the same thing to the machine. So it's so easy for me to really train the people. But where exactly that helped me to meet the scale of the problems. Right now I'm having a total close to $500,000 projects we are actually delivering. And I don't have anyone more than 2 years experience in my organization. Why? Because all these youngsters comes with a passion to learn. They're not biased with many things. I'm not trying to criticize the experienced people, don't take me wrong. But my experiences, I'm telling you. Everybody comes with like AI is paying 3 lakhs rupees, 4 lakhs rupees, great academic institutions. But only one thing they are very, very well is that unless you make that model working in production, don't go to bed. Machine learning engineering is the first concept, is the first title started in, if I recall, 2011 by Facebook. A great PhD person who is actually uploading the photo to his Facebook, the problem statement for him is that, hey, the moment I upload the photo, the face recognizes all my friends and tags them. But the problem statement is that is very easy today. But the problem statement there is, the moment I upload, it has to detect it in less than 3 seconds. That's where scaling your model to that engineering is the problem. So most of the academicians, if you ask me, that they are coming with very good knowledge. They know supervised learning, unsupervised learning. I don't tell them, no, just you have to solve this problem. Put this in production and get it work done. And every AI model, somebody was asking another question. If you ask me, any software product goes to the production, that day people celebrate. I tell them, the moment the model goes to production, its life starts. That is the place it gets actual data. That's the place where you have to really see, make it work. So my suggestion to everyone academia here is that have more collaborations with the industries. I'm getting people 3 years, lot of academia people are actually supporting this. They are telling that go and work any startup, I don't care whether you are doing this course or not. They are coming to us and solving the actual problems, becoming great machine learning engineers. So that's my 2 cents, my experiences.
Thank you, and I fully agree. The biggest difference which pass out from a college, whether it's a graduate or a postgraduate, is the thought process is fully unadulterated. Versus our experienced colleagues within an organization, majority of whom are really dependent on standard operating procedures. You give me an SOP, I'll solve this problem for you. That's the beauty that a fresh pass out brings on board. It is something similar to if we ask 10 people to draw a picture of a house. Majority of us will actually draw a house with a chimney and a pathway. But think of it, how many of us actually live in a house like that way? Not many. But out of 10, there will be one individual who may have a different mindset, who may draw that house differently. And that is what is one of the success criteria for thinking differently to be successful in AI. So Dr. Poosapati, bringing into a conversation, I want to double click on the ROI side, if that's okay. Being one of the large system integrators, Capgemini, I'm sure you must be seldomly challenged on, okay, we'll do this project for you, what benefit does this bring to the business and how do we quantify that benefit? Would you be able to talk to us a bit more about how or what would be the most ideal approach to look at an ROI from an AI and data standpoint?
Sure. Obviously, ROI is something that all AI strategy, while building an AI strategy, that is something that we are going to take care of. While building ROI, as we discussed in my initial opening comments, we have to prepare, as an organization, we have to prepare the organization in terms of streamlining the data and building a data lake. With more data that is coming into the data lake, there are a lot of problems that the organization has to address. It's not just building a data lake, we need to address a lot of data related problems like data privacy, data security, or in terms of data governance that needs to be addressed. So that we use the data in a right way and produce a meaningful insights to the business so that they can get a return on investment. So the ROI is the ultimate goal of it, but how do we prepare the data, how do we take care of a lot of challenges in terms of data privacy, security or governance is something that AI can be leveraged upon. Because if you see the major challenge for any organization, everybody will agree that maintaining the data is the major challenge as we speak now. And AI has a greater role to play there because the amount of effort that is going on in maintaining the data security or governance, privacy, and a lot of stuff that is related to data is very huge. When you look at the figures, the cost that they are spending on this is around 40 to 50% of the entire AI application cost they are spending on data cleaning, data managing the data altogether. Once, if we leverage AI or if you leverage GenAI tools to automatically maintain this data privacy, data security things, I think the organizations can definitely get better return on investment by leveraging AI on addressing the key problems that they have in terms of managing the data. So this is my insight, this is my viewpoint on how AI can be leveraged in an organization at large, bigger organization which has huge amounts of data that they need to manage. So that is one area can definitely concentrate on.
Thank you very much. Abhinav, if I could ask you, would you define generative AI as a disruptor or a factor of opportunity?
Well, if it's a classification task or I don't know. So it is definitely disrupted. At least right now it is seen as a disruptive technology. But with any disruption comes opportunities because back in 90s when the computers were starting, a lot of desktop applications were coming. A lot of people lost their jobs, like accountants and so many others. And it was a disruption, but it led to new kind of jobs. And now we say, programming and coding came into picture, new kind of languages came in, and now we have, special trainings and high package jobs for who are, very good coders, expert coders, the language really well. Now as generative AI is advancing, we are saying that humans were not supposed to, do all this complex programming and all that. We can program in natural languages. And as Gartner study says, like by 27, 15% of apps will be automatically made. So gradually, I guess people will be just writing, like write a function to do this. And given this is the output, similarly we can, as Sir was also saying, and Dr. Madan, that we can have machine learning models generate models for us as well. So it is a slew of opportunities to make us think big, innovate big, and at the same time solve problems in an easier manner. I would say, like I have seen now school children utilizing AI without understanding what it is done behind the scenes, but making very innovative products out there. So, I mean, one of the things that we tell students also in college is that you don't have to learn it big. Just try to use the tools that you have, and just like Lego blocks, and start building nowadays. So once they get a hands-on of that, then they can peel off the layers and understand how to improve it. And that's when the opportunity comes to scale. Like suppose you have a model, you have tried it, the prototype is working. At that time you need some kind of advanced technologies. You want to compress the model, you want to have knowledge sharing, student models, or you want to quantize it, or you want to decide what part of the task you want to leverage at the edge, what part you want to leverage in the cloud, and how to manage the data, how to reroute, how to keep improving the model. So all those things come over. There's a lot of opportunities in different domains. Like right now there are key players in Gen AI, like we have big players, and to generate large language models you need really millions or billions of dollars. But then how do we build domain specific models which are smaller? I think a lot of research is going on at those end as well. So we can leverage smaller models that can be deployed. Like now companies are working for, even Google is now launching a model that can run on your mobile device. Apple is also working on those kind of models. So we will have a lot of large language models which are actually smaller, that can run on device, and the storage has been becoming cheap, compute power has been becoming cheap. Like 1 year back GPT was 10 times costlier, now it is 10 times cheaper, and gradually these things are going to go cheaper, more opportunities will come. So I would say there's a lot of exploration to do. I mean, a lot of ideathons we have to do. Students, as you rightly said, we have set thinking, but students come with a lot of fresh perspective. So we should give those opportunities to students, make them think out of the box and see what they come up with. So I see it like a slew of opportunities. Then, of course, disruption is there, but the disruption, I guess it's for good. Like we have seen like people coding, and like an average coder code is for 10 years. After that, they say, I have neck pain, I have backache, I have all these problems, I can't code anymore. So as humans, naturally, we don't want to code entire life. So after some time we go into management and we start, we want to walk, and we don't want to, be on the system. So I guess that disruption is for good. People want to live a natural life and not just, building tools like this. So let AI take thinking, like let the thinking be done by us, what we want to do, and let tools deliver those kind of things in an easy manner. So that's a disruption, I would say, with a lot of opportunities.
Thank you very much. That's very interesting.
So sorry for the interruption, Mr. Anish. Just a humble reminder, would you please try, all of you please try and wrap up in maybe a few minutes, 5 to 6 minutes?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So just, I think it's also said that let computers do what they're best at and let humans do what they're best at. So computers are good in storing and processing, and humans are good in ideating. So maintain the fine balance. So I'll wrap up. Before we wrap up, or for the questions, one quick question to all the panelists, and I'll start with you, Dr. Poosapati, is when was it last that you used a Gen AI tool? Which tool did you use and what did you use it for?
I used it yesterday night.
Okay.
I used ChatGPT.
Okay.
And I tried to find an answer to one of the work that I'm currently doing. I could not close it without using ChatGPT. So I tried to get the responses from it. Yeah, it's ChatGPT that I used.
Okay, thank you. What do you say?
Yeah, my company is actually generating videos. So give me Bahubali 2, can I generate Bahubali 3? That is the problem I'm trying to solve.
Amazing. What about you, Abhinav?
I used it just a few minutes back. I got a mail that Bard is now named as Gemini. So I was testing Gemini out, and I was just asking about, that topic that we had. I was asking, like, if you were the panelist, what kind of discussion you would do over there.
Amazing. See, that's the right example of how productive can one be and how efficient can one be. And I can also answer this question. So I used ChatGPT again last evening, and I used ChatGPT for designing a 2-day iQuery for me for Eizen. Okay, so we can open up for questions, but only one condition. Whoever asks a question will also have to answer this question. When was it last that person used a Gen AI tool? Which was that tool and what was the tool used for? Any questions from anyone?
So I'm Siddharth Kumar. I'm from Central University. I'm a blockchain faculty there. So we teach students about the blockchain and Web3 stuff we are covering. So there's an important thing about the AI I want to cover. For example, we need to create.
Sorry, can you first answer our question? When was it last time you used a GenAI tool? Which tool was it and what was it for?
So yesterday I used the Mid-Journey for development part basically. For the club what we are working on, we use the Mid-Journey for that.
Okay.
Text to image, we have a prompt. We can prompt that thing and it will generate the whole image. Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion we are using for the video editing and all those things.
Okay.
So the thing is that the students are a little bit confused. So if you see the machine learning and AI domain, like what we're having in our university, so they are basically more into the coding stuff they are looking for. But after the ChatGPT came out, we have a lot of AI tools. You can create a wireframe with the help of AI. You can make the whole website with no-code tools. But university are most of the university are lagging on this thing. They're just more focusing on the coding stuff. So what do things we should also get into the no-code tools in terms of academic, or we should stick with the traditional curriculum like in machine learning and AI?
Thank you for your question. I'll take it again and I'll be more than happy to invite others' views as well. This is the right example how the universities should go hand in hand with the evolving requirements and changing dynamics of the tech ecosystem. And I would say the pace at which we have seen the adoption of universities in the last 1.5 to 2 years has been really, really good versus what was noticed almost a decade ago. If you browse through the internet, the good thing is, as of today, there are few universities who have actually started to offer certifications in generative AI. So, need of the hour is to evolve the subject, that's one. However, I would also like to mention that with generative AI, the entire knowledge of coding will not fully evaporate. We would still need people to understand the nuances of coding. Why do I say that is? This is where the aspect of explainability of AI comes into play. Unless you are able to interpret how the code is written, it's orchestrated, you will never be able to explain what AI is eventually delivering as an outcome. So bottom line, there has to be a blend of both coding as well as prompt engineering plus fine-tuning as is required from an LLM perspective. But yes, a lot also depends on curiosity of students to upskill and learn as well. Nothing stopping you from doing that. Any views from anyone else?
Yeah, so key subjects like algorithms, data structures, and build there are algorithms in blockchain as well, as you are mentioning. So AI can help innovate, but it will not completely do that. But suppose as a programmer, I know I want to implement this algorithm, I can stay away from the coding part of that. I can have AI do that for me. I can say, hey, I want to use this algorithm, this input, and do it for me. So we can be more productive over there. We can try out different algorithms and we can try out experiments faster. So all those things can be done. And that's why, I said earlier also, that students should be offered power to use these tools before they actually delve deeper into what this algorithm, how to implement that algorithm. Because in near future, I think we won't need to delve too much deeper unless you are researching into and improving that particular algorithm. You don't have to, if you have an intuitive reasoning that why and where that data structure algorithm has to be used, just use that rather than exactly explaining how you have to build that. So a lot of power GenAI is going to bring that way.
Thank you, Abhinav. Can we take one more?
Hi. So, hi, I'm Prapul, basically from a HR background. I'm a HR turned entrepreneur. So there are two questions. So first of all,
One question only.
it's very,
off stage.
it will be helpful for a lot of the students.
Okay.
So, the first question.
First, you answer our question.
Okay, so I used almost 4 days back, because last 4 days I've been busy for different events.
So you've not been productive for the last 4 days.
I'm much productive because I'm interacting with people more than the mission.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So the first and foremost, as I always interact with students, especially engineering and degree students, especially I interact with the first year students, and a lot of students ask me one question: will AI take their jobs? This is the first question. And the second question, how about if you look into the uses of YouTube, the initiation of YouTube had a very strong package for the youth, which made their brains dumb in spending lot of time using the YouTube. It's not that productive when it comes to enabling more skills. If ChatGPT is becoming more smart, will it make much more dumber the younger generations?
Don't call it as dumb, at least, sorry to say this. For learning, there are so many opportunities. When I'm crossing the road, I definitely estimate the velocity of the car that is coming, but I can't tell you it is coming at 20 kilometers per hour. So the human mind is designed to learn based on your experiences. So my son is playing a game, okay, many parents complain that he's becoming dumber, but I think that he is going to become a great strategist, okay, unless he's getting habituated to that. So there are so many perspectives here, okay, when it comes to that. And to answer your first question, AI is taking our jobs. Yes, it would take your jobs away, but it creates more jobs. So because the universe is so big, as I'm solving the problems, I was having 10 people now in content generation. I cut it short to 2 people today. But with that, my productivity is increasing. My revenues are increasing. What do I do with that money? I will hire more people for better work. So it's not that AI is actually killing the jobs. The bull carts were there. Now motor cars actually came into the picture. Now motor cars are going away. Unmanned cars are coming to the picture. Tomorrow UAVs come. So it's a big universe. But whether our human mind is really capable of really designing such systems, that's, I don't know. At least I want to see that. And for that, what are the ways that we can do? Exactly. See, I was using a calculator. Okay, my son is not using calculator. Should I go and ask him to go and use the calculator? No, he would say that not necessary. Okay, every system is actually improving, and our human civilization is also improving. So I don't call it a dumb. My team is much better than me. They are learning in so many different ways. I am learning from them. So first year students, whoever is coming to me, I really like their brain set. I just want to give you one simple thing. I was discussing with my professor. He just expired last week only, so sad. He's a great AI person, one of the world's renowned person. He told me one thing when I was doing my PhD. Sorry, I just take only 20 seconds. This is very important. See, Madan, you go and join IIT Madras. I said, no, I want to go to the industry. But he said, since I joined this IIT-Kanpur, from day one until now, I still feel young because every year I'm getting these youngsters. Those are all coming with great creative ideas. That makes me younger and younger. So all the youngsters, you are the generation. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
One more ChatGPT. I designed my own handwriting screens, and I gave 4 to 5 screens, and I asked to give the flow. So it's give the flow, and I just use that UI and did it within 1 hour. Okay, that's my question for how I use the ChatGPT. And second question. So recent days we are seeing that lot of things, models, hugging faces and opening models. Is it good to use the direct models rather than building our micro models? Can I use direct models? Should I need to make these customized models to build my own product? Is it?
Okay, I just answered this one. It is just like buying brinjals in the market. Okay, when I get it, whether you want what kind of dish you wanted. So ultimately, we need people to cut the right shape and do it. And it's how big your pocket is. You have deep pockets. Yeah, definitely you go and build it. Otherwise, use the off-shelf, the algorithms. But Hugging Face is going to provide a lot of different varieties of algorithms. Your use case and mapping to that and customization, having the cost and budget, these all things play a bigger role. If I just quickly answer, but we can continue the discussion. She's looking at me to close this mic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Capping off this enriching panel discussion on leveraging AI at scale, the value proposition for organizations, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed speakers for their invaluable contributions. And to do the honors, gentlemen, please be on stage. And to do the honors, I would like to request two representatives from Team Fluent Grit. Is anyone? Requesting representatives from Team Anzur to please felicitate Mr. Anish Agarwal, Mr. Ramaraju Poosapati. It is our honor to felicitate you. Dr. Madan Dabbeeru, please accept this token of appreciation. Thank you so much. And our wholehearted appreciation for Mr. Abhinav Dayal. Request all of you to please pose for a group photograph.